Barton Crockett, senior media analyst at Rosenblatt Securities. Barton, welcome. I suppose Peacock passed the test. Not only did they pick up viewers, not only did they set records, they didn't crash.
Certainly. They can take the ball into the end zone and spike it. They scored on this play. Can they uncork the champagne and say they won a championship? No. Peacock is still, they've guided for tracking losses around $2.8 billion this year. And the real championship is not only growing subs, but gaining profitability and, from that gaining long-term kind of viability. But I think what we see with this, with the consumer's willingness to sign up for a subscription service, put up audience numbers comparable to really anything we've seen on TV, is that the future of sports is streaming. This is where it's going. And Peacock, Comcast, they're players. They're able to put up some good scores.
Are the leagues going to find comfort in this? In other words, there was a worry that if you didn't have the traditional legacy players, and you'll still have them, Fox, CBS, ABC, ESPN, so forth, bidding for NBC, bidding for this content, and you were relying on streamers, they weren't going to be able to pay the same high prices that those other legacy providers had. This would indicate that the streamers are going to have the financial muscle, not just the ability, but the financial muscle to buy these rights.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a proof point here that the audiences on streaming can stand toe-to-toe today with television on premier sporting events. That wasn't the case a few years ago.
No.
It'll probably be more the case as time goes forward. With those eyeballs will come economics. So absolutely what you've done is you've expanded the universe of players that can bid for these sports rights from media companies, which was yesteryear, to media companies and streaming companies today, which is great if you're a league. It's great if you own a team. Helpful for a couple of stocks I cover that are actually leagues and teams. That would be the Atlanta Braves and Formula One. So the sports story is certainly helped by that.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at the streaming services. We have a graphic showing the relative size of those services, and there are 7 on the board there. I would say 1, Disney, 2, Max. Paramount is part of a legacy company. Peacock is part of a legacy media company. And there's Peacock at 30 million subscribers, maybe ballooning some over the weekend because of that game. How many of these are really viable as we go forward here? I mean, are there going to be 7 major players, or are there going to be 3 major players? What?
Yeah, I think for players that are in the 200 million plus subscriber zone, there's only going to be a small number. Is it 7? It doesn't feel like that. Could it be 3? Yeah, that seems more reasonable. Could there be a handful of flanker brands that are in that 30 million zone? Sure. But Peacock's game, I think, is to be a little bit bigger tent than that. So definitely, one of the big kind of concerns has been that they're subscale. But the ability to, their plan has been to leverage the TV network and invest in Peacock as kind of a flanker. And, I think what happened this weekend is an argument that can work. And but they can't celebrate victory yet because clearly they're smaller and clearly they're still investing. Yeah.